Hello. The Divine Code reading for March 3rd. We're beginning Chapter 6, Guarding Against Forbidden Relations and Following Ways of Modesty. Topic number 1. A man is forbidden to have close physical contact with a forbidden relation. That is, any woman whom the Torah law forbids him to cohabit with. Even if the contact is in ways other than cohabitating, such as hugging or kissing, or touching her body in a way of desire, as it may lead him to cohabit with her. Of course, they may not sleep together, even if they were sleeping in their clothes, and all these actions lead one to sin. So, if he's with a forbidden relation, and we're going to learn later, even if it's a permitted person who he's not married to, but we're specifically talking about people that he would be forbidden to be with. If he's forbidden to cohabit with the person, then he should also make guardrails not to have physical contact with the person. Or we'll be learning even non-physical contact needs to be guarded. It needs to be protected. He must distance him. Okay. He must distance himself from all actions that arouse his inclination to desire sinful cohabitation. He may not beckon to a forbidden relation with his hand, or wink at her, joke with her, or become light-hearted with her. He may not gaze at her beauty. See Avot de Rabbi Nathan 2:5. And gazing does not mean seeing. It means concentrating one's looking at the person. It doesn't mean just noticing the person. It means actually fixating on the person. So a person should not do playful, when it's referring to gesturing and all that, it's referring to like a flirtatious. A person should not be flirtatious or joking around in a lighthearted manner with a person that he would be prohibited to have contact with, to cohabit with. Because all these actions can lead one to sin. If the person is flirtatious, that flirtation can lead him to sin with the other person, and because it's a pathway, he should not be so involved with the other person. See Bereshit Rabbah 70:12 on the verse, Jacob kissed Rachel and wept. And Bereshit Rabbah gives several explanations as to why Jacob wept. This is one of the several explanations. This explains that he wept because he was suspected of lewdness for kissing Rachel, an unmarried girl of marriageable age. Since the generations after the flood took extra precaution to avoid sin of forbidden relations, how much more so a man should not kiss another man's wife? It is also said in Bereshit Rabbah 86, in regards to the abduction and rape of Dinah, that the generations of the flood took extra precautions to avoid forbidden relations. But it is possible to say from there that they only took extra precautions regarding forbidden relations, such as the rapes of virgins. However, what is clear from both sources is that these generations guarded themselves not only from adulterous relations, but also further restrictions guarding against forced or consenting relations with a single woman and girls. So we learn from these two stories. One is that Bereshit Rabbah says that Jacob, after kissing Rachel, he noticed that people were talking to each other. And he felt bad because now people were gossiping about the improper behavior that Jacob showed towards Rachel. And concerning the rape of Dinah, there's been a lot of discussion of rabbinic writings regarding what happened there. And the understanding was why was Shechem punished so severely for their actions? The entire society was punished for it. Is because other societies had restrictions regarding this kind of behavior, and Shechem did not. But other societies, they should have learned from the other societies, and they did not learn from the other societies that had these stricter rules in place. Simin HaKinuk Commandment 188 that discusses whether an express prohibition for Gentiles not to have physical contact, even less intimate than sexual relations, such as kissing or hugging, with a forbidden relation. Sidei Kamed, Volume 3, Chapter 38, in the name of Hida, refers to the response of Kavot Yar, Chapter 108, that implies that there is no prohibition in this matter. So there is a question. It's not prohibited to do to be flirtatious or to kiss or hug a forbidden person, or even it's not prohibited. However, it's still considered improper behavior, and people need to guard themselves. They need to be careful not to, because the prohibition is so serious, people need to guard themselves extra beyond what is prohibited. This requires further analysis since there it refers to a single Jewess and not a married woman, or the others who are forbidden for sexual relations within the no-hide commandment. However, from Keda's statement that Gentiles are forbidden equally as Jews in regard to the prohibition of a married woman, it is implied that Gentile men are also forbidden to have less intimate types of physical contact with another man's wife. And there is a Jewish commandment not to engage in these types of activities. It's one of the 613 commandments. And the argument here is because the prohibition of adultery is similar between the Jew and the non-Jew, therefore, likewise, these kind of playful activities would also be forbidden between forbidden partners. It is possible that Keda only refers to the prohibition upon Gentile man in regarding to relations with a married Jewess. So see topic 8.3.8 above. So it's possible that when it refers to the Jewess, a Gentile man having activity with a married Jewess would put him into the category under the Jewish law, because he's interacting with the Jewess. Therefore, the Jewish law would kick into place, and therefore the playful activity would be prohibited under the Jewish law because he's interacting with a Jewish woman, and therefore he would be violating the Jewish commandment. And the only forbidden physical contact for Gentiles is that which is learned from the Torah, from the Jewish commandments, that is adultery, but not from their own forbidden relations in the no-hide code. So the question is, I mean, everybody would agree that it's improper behavior. Kissing, hugging, flirting, and such would be considered improper behavior with a forbidden partner. But the question is whether or not it's actually prohibited Torah prohibition for a Gentile, and that would be up to a debate. It seems more likely that Gentiles are not commanded in this area at all. Mitzvot Hashem, page 479, states that by logical reasoning, Gentiles are forbidden to have physical contact that could lead them to forbidden relations. Thus, the prohibition stems from a logical obligation. So, what's determined in the divine code and what makes logical sense is that it's not prohibited for a Gentile who is forbidden to one another to be involved with flirtation and so forth. It's a logical thing that they should not do so. It's proper that they should not do so, and that's what's being discussed here in this chapter. Just as it is forbidden for a man to do these things, it is also forbidden for a woman to do such actions that would arouse a man to desire to sin with her. And that's the major thing of it being a road towards sin, is that it arouses the man to desire. And if he desires, then he's going to sort of keep pushing the situation until eventually it's involved in an actual forbidden activity. Thank you.